Hello, welcome to Astronomy for Exploit. This is Dr. Ayanshola Ogundele. Lunar exploration past missions endeavors that shape the future of lunar exploration. The focus points are lunar exploration past missions and list of lunar exploration past missions. Since classical antiquity, the moon has been the subject and focal point of many arts and literature works, and they have served as source of inspiration for many moon exploration enthusiasts. Dated back to 1800s, science fictions have been based on extraterrestrial life on the moon landings, and lunar colonization. Before the invention of telescope around 1608, various illustrations of the moon were presented in novels. The novel, Through History, written in the 2nd century AD, was about imaginary voyage to the moon, such as on the fountain after going past the Pillars of Hercules. Realizing the importance of lunar exploration, humans developed capabilities to send landers and rovers to the moon to explore its surface. Examples of past missions are Peregrine Mission I, Artemis I, ispace M1, LADEE, Longitude 2, Clementine, Smart 1, Apollo missions, Pioneer 4, and a host of others. The Peregrine Mission 1 scientific objectives were to study the lunar exosphere, thermal properties, and hydrogen abundance of the lunar regolith, magnetic fields, and the radiation environment, and advanced solar arrays. Artemis I mission was aimed at certifying Orion and the Space Launch System for crew flights, beginning with Artemis II, scheduled to perform a crewed lunar flyby. Akito R Mission 1 was a technology demonstration lander. Lunar exploration past missions. Over the years, the human curiosity to know what lies in space and to explore it has led to many benefits to the humankind. By returning to the moon, humans anticipate to learn more about the past to be able to make informed decisions about the future. SpaceX handling of lunar exploration is shown in this picture. In the past, a lot of endeavors had been carried out by the space agencies and private space companies to explore moon, and various past moon missions have been carried out. Artist's illustration of moon exploration is shown in this picture. List of lunar exploration past missions. Some of the examples of lunar exploration past missions are Peregrine Mission 1, Artemis I, ispace M1, Chang'e 2, LADEE, Longitude 2, Grail, Clementine, Chandrayaan 1, Kagoyan, Smart 1, Apollo missions, Lunar missions, and Pioneer 4. Peregrine Mission 1 was a lunar landing mission launched on January 8, 2024. The lander carried multiple payloads with a total payload mass of about 90 kg. The objectives were to study lunar exosphere, thermal properties, and hydrogen abundance of the lunar regoliths, magnetic fields, radiation environment, and test advanced solar arrays. Peregrine 1 was selected through NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services. A rendering of the Peregrine spacecraft on the lunar surface is shown in this picture. Artemis I was an uncrewed moon orbiting mission launched on November 16, 2022. It was the first major spaceflight of NASA's Artemis program. Artemis I marked NASA's return to lunar exploration after the conclusion of the Apollo program about 5 decades earlier. NASA's Space Launch System rocket carrying Orion spacecraft is shown in this picture. Artemis I objective is to test the Orion spacecraft, especially the east sheet, in preparation for subsequent Artemis missions. These missions seek to re-establish a human presence on the moon and demonstrate technologies and business approaches needed for future scientific studies, including exploration of Mars. Orion completed one flyby of the moon on November 21, entered a distant retrograde orbit for 6 days, and completed a second flyby of the moon by December 5. Orion, an European service module orbiting the moon, is shown in this picture. ispace M1 was a third private Japanese uncrewed lunar landing mission built and operated by ispace, which was launched in December 2022 for an attempted lunar landing in April 2023. The actual mission was primarily a technology demonstrator and carried the Emirates lunar mission. An artist's depiction of ispace M1 lunar lander is shown in this picture. Longitude 2 was another lunar exploration first mission. The Longitude 2 satellite was launched to the moon along with the Quick communication satellite on May 20, 2018. The small spacecraft was designed to work with its twin Longitude 1 to validate technologies for low-frequency radio astronomy observations. Longitude 2 entered a 350 by 13700 km altitude lunar orbit on May 25, 2018. The picture here shows Longitude 1 and 2 illustration in orbit. Chang'e 2 was a robotic probe sent to the moon, a follow-up mission to Chang'e 1 lunar probe, which was launched in 2007. Its goal was to collect high-resolution imagery of possible lunar landing sites of the future Chang'e 3 satellite mission and to test some crucial techniques for the follow-up lunar and deep space exploration. Chang'e 2 mock-up displayed is shown in this picture. NASA's Lunar Atmosphere and Dust Environment Explorer, the first mission in the Lunar Quest series, was designed to orbit the moon and to study its thin atmosphere and the lunar dust environment, specifically in order to collect data on the global density, composition, and time variability of the exosphere. LADEE was launched on the Minotaur rocket from mid-Atlantic region on September 7, 2013. Artist's depiction of the LADEE spacecraft in orbit at the moon is shown in this picture. GRAY, the Gravity Recovery and Inferior Laboratory, was NASA's lunar science mission that used high-quality gravitational field mapping of the moon to determine its interior structure. The picture here shows gray lunar probes in orbit. Clementine was launched on January 25, 1994. Its objective was to test sensors and spacecraft components in long-term exposure to space and to make scientific observations of both the moon and the near-Earth asteroid. The lunar observations included imaging at various wavelengths, in the visible as well as in ultraviolet and infrared, laser-ranging altimetry, gravimetry, and charged particle measurements. Clementine Lunar Orbiter is shown in this picture. Chandrayaan-1 was the first Indian lunar probe under the Chandrayaan program. It was launched in October 2008 and operated until August 2009. The mission included an orbiter and an impactor. Its objective was to design, develop, launch, and orbit a spacecraft around the moon using an Indian mainland vehicle to conduct scientific experiments using instruments on the spacecraft, which illustration of Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft in orbit is shown in this picture. SMART 1. Small Missions for Advanced Research in Technology 1 was a Swedish-designed European Space Agency satellite that orbited the moon. It was launched on 27 September 2003. It was deliberately classed into the moon surface and in its mission. Illustration of SMART 1 spacecraft is shown in this picture. Kaguya Selene was the second Japanese lunar orbital spacecraft following the Athena probe. The spacecraft was launched on September 14, 2007. After successfully orbiting the moon for a year and 8 months, the main orbiter was instructed to impact on the lunar surface near the Greater Gray on June 10, 2009. Its scientific objective was to study the origin of the moon and the geologic evolution, and to obtain information about the lunar surface environment. Selenium mission profile is shown in this picture. Apollo missions. The Apollo program was the United States human spaceflight program carried out by NASA, which succeeded in preparing and landing the first man on the moon from 1968 to 1972. It was first conceived in 1960 during President Eisenhower's administration as a three-person spacecraft to follow the one-person Project Mercury, which put the first Americans in space. Artemis, iconic 1968 image from Apollo 8, taken by astronaut William Anders, is shown in this picture. Apollo was dedicated to President Kennedy's national goal for the 1960s of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth in an address to the Congress on May 25, 1961. Apollo ran from 1961 to 1972, with the first crew flight in 1968. Apollo set several major human spaceflight milestones, and it stands alone in sending crew missions beyond low Earth orbit. Buzz Aldrin, who worked on the moon with Neil Armstrong, is shown in this picture. Lunar missions was a series of robotic spacecraft missions sent to the moon by the Soviet Union between 1959 and 1976. Through lunar program, many experiments were performed to study the moon's chemical composition, gravity, temperature, and radiation. Lunar 1 impactor is shown in this picture. Pioneer 4 was an American spin-stabilized uncrewed spacecraft launched as part of the Pioneer program on a lunar flyby trajectory and into heliocentric orbit, making it the first probe of the United States to escape from the Earth's gravity. It was launched on March 3, 1959 and carried a payload similar to Pioneer 3, a lunar radiation environment experiment using the gigamolar tube detector and the lunar photography experiment. Illustration of Pioneer 4 satellite is shown in this picture. For more information, contact Astronautics for Exploit. You've been watching and listening to Lunar Exploration Past Missions, endeavors that shape the future of lunar exploration, presented by Dr. Ayenshola Ogundele, with the focus points, Lunar Exploration Past Missions, and list of lunar exploration past missions. Thank you.